y'all, welcome back to Leonard Creek Farm. All right, guys, we are in the garage today doing some garden preparation. So what we've got on the list today is getting, oh, y'all can't see, getting some seed potatoes into the, well, not into the ground. We are cutting the eyes off of seed potatoes and allowing them to scab over for a period of time. We plan on planting at the end of this week, and so they're just going to have a few days to scab over and heal over, but we're going to go ahead and eye them today. There's multiple ways to plant potatoes. You can plant a whole potato. You can plant a couple eyes. You can plant. You can cut them up and cut individual eyes off the potatoes, and that's what I plan on doing today is cutting the eyes off the potatoes. Why do we do that? Well, like I said, you can do it a whole potato if you would like, but the reason why we do it, the reason why we cut up seed potatoes, we cut the eyes off of them is because that way we can have more hills. More hills means more potatoes. So just whatever you want to do is whatever you can do. So what is the eye? Let me grab a potato here. For those of you that don't know, this is an eye. So potatoes are tubers, and tubers have eyes. So as you can see here, there is two eyes on this one. There's an eye coming up here. I usually cut the bigger eyes, the bigger, stronger eyes, because those eyes become, hopefully, plants. So if you can see on this eye, there's like some root system going on here. And so we need to get these cut up. Do you have to buy seed potatoes? Absolutely not. You do not have to buy seed potatoes. You can buy potatoes from the grocery store, and you can plant those potatoes. We bought seed potatoes. We bought potatoes from the grocery store and planted them, and so you can do either way. Potatoes are pretty versatile, as you can tell, but today we're going to be cutting the eyes off of these potatoes and allowing them to scab over. Do you have to allow them to scab over? Absolutely not. Like I said, you don't even have to cut the eyes off of them. We're just going to allow them to do that. I don't know if it's an old wives' tale because I've Googled it. We've always been taught to allow them to scab over, and we've done both. We've allowed them to scab over, and we've cut them the same day and put them down in the ground. We've cut them as we were putting them down in the ground. So it doesn't really matter. They still produce. But the old wives' tale is to allow them to scab over. Maybe somebody will be able to comment and kind of alliterate on why you should allow them to scab over. The only thing I can think is that it will help prevent them from rotting. But I don't know. So anyways, we're going to get started. Today we have Yukon Gold potatoes. We've got 3 of these bags. And then these are store-bought potatoes. It says they're red, but this is what they look like. Somebody give these to us. And rather than throwing them out and wasting them, I don't want to do that. We're just going to cut them up. We're just gonna cut them up and get some eyes off of them because, as you can tell, well, that one's rotted. As you can tell, they've got some eyes going on the potatoes. All right, so what will you need to eye your potatoes? A knife, a flat surface to allow the potatoes to dry on, and that's it. So we're going to take these potatoes you just seen. I cut the eye off. The rest of it, we'll just give to the chickens. This one has 2 eyes on it, so we're going to cut that like that. Cut it like that. We're just cutting those eyes off. Very simple. And like I said, I usually cut the stronger eye. You know, like there is a few little eyes here. And those can potentially become plants. But I will sit these aside. And if I don't need them, I'm just going to cut the stronger eyes off. All right, we got these done, and now I'm gonna move on to the what did I say these were? Yukon Gold. Okay. Seed taters. They've got some good eyes on them. Alright, we got them all eyed. So as you can see, we just cut the eye off of them here. We're going to lay these flat where they're not touching each other. We are going to have to get a lot more potatoes than this. This is not going to be enough. We plan on planting about 4 rows. I wish I knew I had to tell you how long they are, but I don't. It'll probably come out close to maybe 50, 60 hills of potatoes. And we typically put 2 potatoes in a hill, 2 potatoes per hill, and we always plant them with the eyes coming up. I hope you all can see. I know the lighting's horrible. Let me see if I can get you on this other side. There we go. That's much better. So when you plant a potato, you want to plant the potato with the eye facing up. With the eye facing up and not down, because this is your plant. The eye is your plant. So we're going to separate these eyes, or these potatoes with the eyes on them, and lay them out so that they can dry. We are in the garage. You want to keep them in a cool, dry place. And so down here in the garage, it looks very light right now, but we keep the doors shut, and so it gets pretty cool and dark in here. So that's what we're going to do. The plan is to plant these potatoes this weekend, or this week, coming. We typically try to plant our potatoes around Good Friday, and this Sunday coming is Easter. So I figured since we were going ahead and cutting eyes, I'd show you where we're going to put the potatoes. Obviously, we can't put them in there today, but I'll show you where they're going. Of course, Lord's willing, we can do a video on us putting the potatoes in the ground a little bit later, but I'll show you where we're going to put them for now. All right, guys, so this is the potato patch. For now, we have decided that we're going to do about 4 rows down here on the bottom. That's where we typically plant potatoes, or that's where we have for the last couple years. This upper part of the garden, we're not quite sure what we're going to do there yet. Maybe corn. I'm not quite sure. Maybe do some okra up at the top part. We'll just have to see. But definitely down here, this is the potato patch. If you can't tell by looking, we are a heavy clay soil in zone 6A, I believe. We're zone 6. I think it's A, might be B. I'm not quite sure. But that's where we're at. And we have a very heavy clay soil. This is the eastern part of Kentucky. And there's some really good spots of soil. And then there's some very poor quality spots of soil. And unfortunately, we are in the poor quality. But if you have followed along with us from any extended period of time, you know that this soil is actually very beautiful compared to what we have had in years past. So we have been working in this garden for, what do you say, 3 years? This is the 3rd year. The old man's sitting there and just staring at the garden, looking. But we have worked in this garden for about 3 years, and since we've been working in it, we have added tons and tons of manure, haven't we? Oh, he said he has. Did it all by himself. No, he didn't. Don't let him lie. So anyways, we have added a lot of manure to the garden. Be it rabbit manure, horse manure, chicken manure, you name it. If it was on the farm, we added the manure in. And so because of that, the soil has significantly gotten better. Is it perfect? No. Is it as good as we'd like it to be? Absolutely not. But if we just continue on to add compost, add manure to the soil, it's just going to continue to get better and better. And so this is my advice to you. If you have old nasty clay, chunky clay soil, just continue to have patience and continue to just add and add and add to your soil. Continue to better your soil, and one day it'll get there. It's not, our garden's not there yet, but we have definitely seen a significant amount of improvement. So I'm at the other end of the garden here. If you look, it's way back there, and that's where I started the video. That's where we'll be putting our potatoes. There's the husband sitting there just staring at the garden. I guess looking at the potential. I don't know. But anyways, we're getting ready to start working in the garden, like I said. And as you can tell, we have a pretty good sized garden here. This garden maintains 2 families with fresh eating, along with preserving, and sometimes we sell. And so it is a very large garden. We actually increased the garden over the fall. It was either the fall or the winter, early winter maybe. We increased the garden by quite a bit, and so we will be able to grow more this year. But it's absolutely beautiful. He's got it all tilled up. And we tend to plant more what I would call Appalachian food essentials. Of course, we're planting our taters. We also plant pole beans, tomatoes, peppers, okra. We have some raised beds here. Let me see if I can show you. There's 3 raised beds here. There's berries on the end here, maybe blueberries and raspberries if I can remember correctly. This is a strawberry patch, and this is an everything patch. It has everything in it throughout the year. Right now we have garlic coming up in it. But we have a lot more potential this year to plant even more things because we have expanded the garden some. Well guys, I'm going to end this video with a view of the garden. I hope you liked the potato video. Like I said, you can plant potatoes. You can plant a whole potato in the ground. As long as it's got eyes on it, you're probably pretty good. You don't have to eye them. You don't have to allow them to heal over, scab over, cure, or anything like that. You can plant them directly in the ground. But that's what we're doing. Mostly because I needed something to do today, but also because, I don't know, it's an Appalachian thing. It's just something we do around here. It's the old wives' tale. It's your tradition, but that's what happens. And so, is it completely necessary? Probably not. We've done it both ways. And like I said, we do have to get some more potatoes. So, we'll probably get potatoes the day we're needing to plant, cut them right there and throw them in the garden, and it won't be no big deal. But you do whatever you got time for. You do whatever works best for you all. But I appreciate y'all watching. I appreciate y'all hanging out. And hopefully we can see you on the next one. Say bye. He said bye. He's making fun of me.